Hello everyone, I'm Leyla Ali. I'm an English teacher and an IELTS coach. In our previous videos, we've already discussed all IELTS parts and gave you a general overview on every part. So today I'm going to teach you IELTS Part 1, listening techniques and how to get the highest score possible using the best techniques. In this part of the listening text, you're going to hear conversation with two people talking about their social needs or daily life. The topics usually cover situations when you work, study, live in an English-speaking country. The aim of the two people having conversation is to give and receive information on general needs. For example, it could be a booking accommodation or renting a flat or apartment. Just remember that in this part of the listening text, you are being tested on your ability to hear and note factual information such as names, date, numbers, and so on and so forth. You will get 10 points for 10 questions because every question is worth 1 mark. Now I'd like to move on to the most common question types in listening part number 1. Let's draw a table with me so it gets much easier for you to remember all these question types. Remember that the question types I'm going to tell you about can be also encountered in other listening sections. However, they are most common for listening section number 1. Take your time, let's draw this table together. You can even pause the video and fill it up with me. There will be 3 rows in our table and 4 columns. Let's do it together. First of all, let's draw it like following. You can make it much bigger than I have. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so please note here, right here question type. And besides, here is going to be our listening stage. The thing is, we have before listening part, like preparation part, and we have the while listening part. So please write it like the following. Here it's before listening. So activities that you have to do before you listen and while listening. There are 3 most common question types. First one is multiple choice question. In order to make it much easier for you, let me use the abbreviation MCQ. Guys, remember, MCQ will be standing for multiple choice questions. Now, the next most common type of the questions in listening part 1 is matching questions. Please write it down, matching questions. Q stands for the question. The last but not the least important question type in listening part number 1 is a form completion. Now let's fill it up our table. Guys, remember we have before listening stage and while listening stage. So every question type has its own strategy how to work with it in before and while listening stage. First of all, you always have to read the instructions carefully. I'm putting it here. It might look very simple, guys, but it's very tricky. You can't imagine how many points very strong candidates lost just because they were very inattentive and careless with instructions. My second recommendation for you in working with MCQs is that you have to underline the keywords. Don't worry, I'm going to give you some tips while I'm going to be showing you some examples. My advice for you number 3, while you are doing before listening stage and while you are paying attention to keywords, keep in mind that the answers are not going to be in the exactly same way as you hear in the audio. The thing is, the answers will be always paraphrased. Please write it down. This one is very, very important. While listening stage, what you have to do here is you still have to keep your eye on keywords. I'm going to use this abbreviation like K and W, keywords. The thing is, the keywords will lead you and guide you through all the listening. My second advice for you is the following. If you don't know which answer to pick, just pick the one that has the closest meaning in the recording. It will be having the same meaning. Our next type of the most common question types is the matching questions. Again, first of all, always remember to read instructions carefully. That's very important. Why? Because some of the letters may be used once or multiple times. Number 2, pay attention to keywords, KW, and also keep in mind paraphrasing. In this type of questions, you also need to listen carefully about every single option. So pay attention to the option, to all options. In while listening stage, please pay attention again to paraphrased words. And number 2 is you might need to wait for confirmation or denial of the answer. Now we are moving to a form completion question. Again, I'm never going to get tired of telling you this. First of all, instructions. Instructions and instructions. Because there will be different number of words required to fill in the gaps. Sometimes it could be 1, sometimes it could be 3, so just don't lose marks in this very silly way. And number 2, look through the text, the passage you are given, and see and look at the key points that are covered, so that it will give you the further clue. And number 3 is try to predict the parts of speech or the number that you're going to fill in the gaps. How do we know it? How can we do that? Just pay attention to the words that you have before and after the gap. While listening stage, pay a great deal of attention to spelling. Remember that the wrong spelling will cost you marks. That's one thing. And second, use the given information. As the plan, as the clue to guide you through all the listening part. Okay guys, I hope it was really useful for you. In our forthcoming videos, I'm gonna teach you how to deal with these exactly 3 question types. We're gonna do some little practice. So stay tuned. Have a good day everyone. Bye bye.